Here is the second half of the demo review of your guys' match on Viaduct for the second week in playoffs. You guys are up 2-1. Jumps aggressive. That aggressive jump to the cannonball actually seems pretty interesting. Looks like it did a fair amount of damage. Your soldier bombs in to distract, your scout rushes forward, and you guys just all move in after that. Your demo did so much damage to the loose cannon actually. And then on top of the distraction by your soldier, just quality mid-fight there. Here you guys, wow, you guys were really concentrated to like one spot. But I mean, it's just sort of what happens when you back up to your sort of standard hold, how you're playing it. But yeah, you have flank presence in tunnel, that's good. You're flanking NG with his mini, good forward presence. Demo's spamming, but soldier gets stabbed, scout gets picked. That's something that happens to us a lot. And then their flank does a good job of just sort of rushing through. And then your combo is sort of like pinned over in this corner, and if you back up you'll have to fight the flank. If you go forward they have their combo there. So that's just another drawback of sort of being over on this side, is if their flank rushes through, you guys are really sort of locked into a tiny spot. Here you're meant to just be bailing. That's something I do as heavy a lot, is just I stay committed to make sure my med or demo has time to escape, and I'll just take the death because I'll spawn soon enough regardless. But there it's just better if your med just pieced out a little earlier to make sure they live, and then meet up with the demo as they're spawning. Because then the demo walking in with the 260 buff can be very strong, and it just sort of guarantees that your med lives. Here Battle Bull just walks in and nobody shoots him. We're all focused on that soldier. So it's just unfortunate timing. But regardless, you guys have a big time advantage. It's definitely a winnable round. Since neither team has Ubers, now would be a good chance for you guys to just try dry pushing. Your heavy is pushed up, your demo is walking forward, your soldier is bombing in committed, kills their sniper, so this would be a perfectly good time to just sort of slow down the push and everybody walk forward and fight them. Here your demo and heavy are doing a really good job of getting aggressive on them, but really you need the rest of your team to be sort of supporting them quicker there, because it ends up being like your soldier bombed in to sort of distract, and then it was only your heavy demo really fighting them. And that sort of led to you guys getting picked because other players are isolated, and then they were able to just re-push in very easily. You guys did a good job of getting the cap and then just backing out with your med alive. Here you just want to be communicating to your team that, oh, we're at 85 Uber, we're at 90 Uber, we're going to be pushing in a few seconds, make sure everybody lives. Especially here you get the sniper pick, so you guys can just try walking up without using. That's another thing with pushing off cliff, like you guys are doing a lot. It can be good if there's snipers live, or if it's even Ubers and you just want to try to get in and pop as late as possible, but it also sort of opened you guys up for the soldier bomb on you without being able to see them, and that allowed you to get it forced early, and so you couldn't push them out very well. And then something I noticed as well during that Uber exchange, after the Uber, a lot of your players are sort of sitting behind and just sort of baiting your combo. Your med backed up to stay alive, but then it was just sort of your demo and heavy isolated on the point, and they got picked off, cleaned up, and then the other team was able to recap immediately. So that's just sort of bad play by your flank, I'm gonna say, for not committing up with your combo as much. And then also your combo, you should really try like walking through main or just up this left area, because it'll be easier to avoid being forced early, especially since I think their sniper is dead, so walking in just sort of up this slope here is ideal. Here their demo's pretty close, their heavy's just sitting there and nobody's shooting him. It just seems like you guys are sort of half committing in this round and never really giving your whole team a chance to fight them. It just looks like you're taking like 3v6s with the majority of their team pushing, and then you guys only have 3 people fighting. You're gonna lose that every time. Here you have 2 picks. It's fine to be trying to get forward and dry push before they get Uber. But it looks like you guys are opting to take it sort of slow. But then your demo's alone and get stabbed. Here would be a chance to just suicide in for the force. You guys have been doing a really good job of your soldier just bombing off the rock and getting on that combo to distract. And then you can have the rest of your team flood in behind that. But here you get this demo pick and they're down so many, you just want to blob up on your medic. Make sure your med's live and you're playing heals, and then you can just sort of all walk forward into them aggressively, so you can use your superior numbers to get the cap and get the kills you need. Here you guys sort of already had point presence, so maybe is your demo getting a little too forward, but sniper finally hits a headshot. Since your demo's spawning, you didn't have much spam to keep them out. Here, you probably popped too early. It didn't look like they had much point time at all. You see them quick fixing. This looks like definitely a winnable round. Here, your heavy is like a little too passive on cliff. Should probably be behind the rock just being tanked, but they're starting to get the kills and their spawn advantage is coming through. So overall for that round it looked like you guys just sort of saw, your like, the other team is getting wise to how you're only pushing from cliff and you're only holding over here, and then in combination with that you guys are starting to sort of shy away from what I saw in your scrim that I reviewed, where you would always be like flooding your flank in through the tunnel and then pushing forward with like almost your entire team. So just trying to focus on varying your holds and getting more varying pushes so you're not super predictable, and then just moving everybody forward together should definitely help you guys. Oh my goodness, that's... Maybe he taunted and it just didn't show up, or did he type something? He typed something. That's great. With the demo pick, usually it's best to just sort of either slow it down and just play the slow spam game and work your way on a point, or to just sort of go aggressive with your demo and just crushing them with stickies and your rest of your team walking forward. But you guys force them out. Since you got the instant demo pick, your soldier probably didn't need to suicide in, like on normal mids. Probably could have taken it without that and just had your soldier alive to sort of add to the spam and help keep them out. Again, you guys are just sort of clumped up. This kind of hold works if your sniper is hitting literally every shot, but the only team I've ever seen that really work for is MTS in 1/2 with Marissa, when Marissa went really ham. So you usually just sort of playing behind rock and then peeking and contesting from different angles is better. You're also less likely to get sniped here. But overall you do a good job of sort of pushing them back, getting frags, and then here I really like this. You have everybody forward walking in together. Nobody is just fucking sitting in a corner baiting. So it's just quality play from you guys. If you guys already have that sort of coordination where you know how to walk forward together, I'd recommend trying to stick together as a team in future seasons, because that's something like very few teams actually have, and as your DM gets better, you'll just continue to improve steadily. But regardless, here again, sort of just what I've been saying the whole time is guys are a little bit too sort of clumped up here on the dispenser, and so they're able to really take advantage of that and just walk in for free, and they're starting to edge point without taking really much damage, and they're able to get a bunch of positioning without taking much damage, but your pick classes and your flank pick up some nice kills on them, and you guys manage to defend it. But that's something you really can't rely on, especially when oftentimes that results in like your pick classes or your flank trading and going down, because then you're at a fairly big player disadvantage, and then they can just flood in through the flank, and then you get forced into bad situations like this. where you're down players and their flanks in on your combo. Yeah, that really seems to be like the main two problems I'm seeing is you guys are having trouble holding the point, and then you guys are being a little bit too predictable with pushing from this direction. And so the pushes where you like trade Ubers usually end in the other team's favor. It's trying to push through main, you could get in a little farther, and then just holding behind rock. Seems like compared to your scrim, you guys are not really having problems with the spy at all. That's definitely a good improvement there. Here they're clumped up a lot. Heavy's doing a good job of edging the point and getting time. Scouts may be a little too aggressive, but I don't see where your demo went. Maybe I just lost him behind the rock. But you guys do a good job of edging the point and getting the cap. They're with your advantage. I'm not sure when their med died. It's usually not the best to be so far forward as demo, because you can get picked like that. And then here with your passive holding spot and the demo down, they're able to walk in very easily. In this situation, usually you want to just try to buy as much time and then use into them if you're close enough, or to just back up, say whatever, we'll give up the point and then we'll come right in with a scout demo Uber, because oftentimes teams will be pretty forward and committed after they're capping. Since you guys were so close to Uber there, that'd be like a perfect situation to just back off, bait the point, get Uber, and then re-push immediately. And the pushes where you guys have advantage, your team's really good at all getting aggressive, so I'd say probably 8 times out of 10 you're going to win the push with Uber. So it's just a higher percentage play to just back out, make sure you get the Uber and then go in. Your spy makes a play, your sniper gets a kill as well. Their sniper's down. Here's a good push out of you guys. Your soldier's getting in fast, playing from China and spamming. That's a super strong soldier spot. And the rest of your team is forward and getting the cap. So here you pretty much just got to play defensive around your med. They have to come to point now, so just sort of trying to delay in to get Uber, keeping your heavy and demo alive. It's very good here. Your meds maybe gonna go down. You lose a lot of players here, which is bad. Then your med's alone on dispenser. So there you just, again, just what you could have done with the last push. You could have just backed up, gotten Uber. So that's something your main caller, I'm not sure who it is, and then also your medic could work on, is sort of getting the idea across to your team that, hey, when we're close to Uber, we'll just back up, give the point, and then re-push immediately with our scout and demo, so everybody makes sure you're alive for that push, and then just execute a good push like that. Here, it looked like even though you had Uber, your flank committed pretty hard for the force, when it would have been ideal for you guys to just sort of let the Uber force them and then have your flank alive to collapse on them. And that's just the YOLO plays, running in, hoping for the best. But a lot of these rounds definitely look like they were heavily favoring you guys. So should you guys get to finals, I think picking viaduct against MTN could be really strong for you guys. Just trying to vary your holds, and then just making sure you're backing out and getting those Ubers when you're close to them could definitely improve your play on viaduct.